Okay, so when I started this up, I picked a region. I'm starting this recording on Wikis. The way that I picked the region is I picked the entire web browser because that is the piece that I'm showing you. I'm showing you Moodle inside the web browser, so I want to pick that region of the screen. If I was only showing you a different program and demoing that, maybe I'm using Paint or some other program, and I only want to show what's inside that window, I would select that window. Yeah. Okay, I'm inside my course here, and you'll notice my editing is on. You don't have to follow these steps because you're going to watch in this course. I am going to actually create the wiki, the assignment that's the wiki, and then put some information in it. Okay, a wiki is an activity. So I come down to activities, and it's a wiki. Now I have to give it a name. This name is going to be activities, summaries. Okay, so this is going to be the place where we summarize all of our activities. Okay. A wiki is a set of pages. I have to give a name to the first page. By default, it is first page name. I'm just going to call it main. That's my main starting page. You may want to give it some special name depending on what you're doing. The default format is is the person going to be typing on the web page. The HTML editor is the default, and that's the one that I recommend. Creel and NWiki stand for different ways and different types of editors. They're more basic editors for editing pages, and they have a different type of markup language. Okay, you'll see what I mean by markups. When I go into HTML, I still need to do a certain type of markup to tell it that I want to reference a new page. Okay, so you think about this, I'm going to have a whole collection of web pages, right? But I want the pages to be linked to each other. How do I create a new page, and how do I create those links? The way that you do that is based on the type of markup that we pick here for the editor. HTML is the one that I'm going to show you today. If you've used one of these other formats for something else on a wiki and that's what you prefer, you can use that. If you haven't used anything, just use HTML. Okay? And just so that there's no confusion, I'm going to force the format so that even as a student comes in to edit it, they can't pick the format. They're going to have to use the HTML editor. If I don't do this, they will get the same choice that I just had here, and they could actually change to one of the other formats. And I'm just doing that to avoid confusion. Okay, I'm going to keep the groups visible here. We didn't talk about groups. This group has summer 1, summer 2, summer 3. If I wanted to make the groups separate, meaning I don't want you guys to see what happens next week, and I don't want the people next week to see what's happened here already, I could make the groups separate. So there would be 2 separate wikis. So anything you create, they don't see. Anything they create, you don't see. Okay? Right now, I'm just going to keep it visible so that you can see it. And the restricting access and activity completion, we talked about that a little bit. If I wanted this activity not to be open until you saw a particular thing or got a particular grade, I can do that in this restrict access page. Say I wanted to first give you a video to watch, and then this would be open. I could restrict this and say, hey, you have to have watched inserting an image video first. Once you've watched that video, then you're allowed to do this activity. Okay? Completion. In order to say when this thing is complete, you can control it. And right now, you can either say, I don't want to indicate that this activity is ever complete. Students mark it manually. Those were those little check boxes you guys keep seeing on this web page. That's a little check that you just check it by yourself and it manually says that this activity is complete. Okay? Or I can have conditions. And because this is a wiki, it's not like a quiz. I don't have grades, so I can't use those types of conditions. But I can say that the student must view it in order for it to be marked complete. So once the student views it, it's automatically marked complete. I don't have to do this. unless I'm going to use this for another piece. I could have just kept all the defaults here. Okay, I'm going to save and return back to my course. And you will see now I have this wiki down here, activity summaries. It's down at the bottom. When I click on it, it takes me into the activity summaries page. Here's the main page. Okay, I'm going to type a description in here, or actually what I really want to have in here is a list of all the activities. Okay, so I'm going to need a little bit of help here because I want to have separate pages off of this page with all the activities. So first I'm going to give directions, and I'm going to say place your summaries on the following pages. Okay, well now how do I create a page? It's actually pretty easy. It's 2 square brackets, and then I put the name of the page that I want. So what types of choices did we have as far as what people were doing today? I think we had, what, online text? Notice I put that word online text inside of 2 square brackets. Thank you, Juan. Okay. Another one that we did was, do you have it up there? Does anybody have the list? You got it, Juan.
Lesson.
Upload a single file. Lesson. Quiz.
Survey. And workshop.
Survey. Okay. Now you'll notice when I save it, look what happened to those words that I put in double brackets. Does anyone see what happened? They turn red. Notice when I hover over it, it gives me a link, like the web browser wants to do something. So let's say I'm in the online text group now, right? I'll click on online text. There wasn't a page there yet. So it's giving me a blank page and telling me I need to create it or edit it. So I'm going to come in here, and I just kind of quickly put in what I'd like you to do is maybe take a group picture. So I'll get you guys to upload an image of yourselves. Okay? Put a short description of what it is that you looked at. What did you like? What didn't work? Maybe some examples of how you could use it. And then what are the issues or shortcomings for what you want to look at. Now you'll notice there's a little bit something different here. I didn't put square brackets around any of these things, did I? But what I did do is I highlighted each word and I changed it from paragraph to heading 1. Okay? This is an alternate way to kind of create pages, and it's a little different, and you're going to see how it displays in a second as soon as I hit enter. I want you to take a look at how this page is going to look differently than the last one. Okay. What you'll notice is I got a table of contents right away, right at the top, because I used headings with links that take me to each area. Instead of getting separate pages now, I have these little edit buttons right here. So when I want to put the group picture in, I edit the piece that goes underneath group picture now. So in effect, it just created whatever 4 or 5 pages for me that are right on that same page by using headings. So I can either use square brackets or I can use headings. Why would I want to use the square brackets versus the headings? Anybody see?
Separate the pages?
No, you're right. Just kind of separate the pages. Here, they're all on one page, right? So I've got 4 pages on one page. Right, where the square brackets, I have links, and when I click on it, I go to a new page. Okay? So I've just created that wiki, and in fact, all of you are students right now, in that same class, we could go in and edit those pages. Now, there is one problem with a wiki, and I want to mention it right now, and that's why we're putting you in groups. You can't all edit the same page at the same time. Okay? So one of the things with wikis, and the reason we broke you up into groups, is so that the group is editing a page at a time, or an area of a page at a time. Okay? I'm going to stop my recording, which is Shift Command